Hi, my name is Malik Richmond. Today I'll be talking about social media and communication. I will be introducing the introduction, the research question, the background, and the type of research. Walk on any college campus in the United States and you'll see college students looking at their phones, taking selfies, and tweeting about what they're doing later. The main object for college professors is to make sure that their students receive all information necessary to do well in their class. If you want to get your information out there more efficient, you will use social media. In today's world, most or not all college students you'll see with their faces in their phones majority of the time. So it is a great way to make sure that your information is spread out. Social media is websites and apps that allow users to create and share information to communicate with people anywhere in the world. College professors are able to communicate lectures, information, assignments, announcements related to the course by a simple post on social media. By creating the ability to communicate to occur, it is a way to have created a classroom that is open 24 hours a day, 7 days a week. With everyone having such busy schedules, this allows people to communicate with classmates and professors on their time. Comments can be made or shared, tweets can be answered, posts can be made about the convenience of a button. This removes any obstacle that may present themselves on why we do not have the information we need for the courses. Many college courses focus on group collaborating, which helps prepare students for the workforce and collaborating with members of their work team. Social media is a great place for collaborating to take place. Teachers and students can type and ask questions without pressure of having to look at people or worry about time. As with all things, there are some negatives of using social media and not having face-to-face contact with your professor or classmates. Some may argue that social media is the downfall of our society today due to the skills of the lack of social skills people that overuse social media have. So in this topic, we saw arguments for and against social media as it means for professors to communicate with their students. What do professionals in communication science space know about and think about social media in regards to universities and education settings?
Okay, so why are we taking the time to talk about social media? Specifically talking about social media, even though there's a lot of potential and there's a lot of things that are being done specifically with social media, there's a lot that still could be done. And there's a lot of things that are being introduced day to day, new features, new ideas, things that one day might be considered revolutionary and the next might just be commonplace that universities, colleges, professors, classes can take advantage of and make the entire educational experience more efficient and more attuned to the current generation of technology. Technology has been growing pretty significantly and pretty quickly ever since the late 70s with the advent of the personal computer. Even though universities and colleges seem to be at the forefront of the majority of these technological innovations, social media is not one of if the extent most universities are willing to go with in terms of social media is a Facebook page that people can like and check out times for different events or games. And there's a lot more that could be done with these platforms to be able to not only benefit students but make the entire educational experience more efficient, more enjoyable, and just easier for the day-to-day college student. We, as a group of students, are trying to find patterns from our own perspective, through the perspective of professional communication professionals, publishing scholarly journals and professional journals to be able to find exactly where the professional skills of the social media technologies are at, and us as students can figure out exactly what we as students expect, want, and where it can go from there. So exactly why we're choosing to do this is because of the technology at hand, the communication that it can bring to us. The social media technology can be used for the college experience and make it better, more efficient, and generally how universities can improve the experience of the day-to-day student using the personal computers that everybody is carrying around in their pocket.
The question we wanted to answer was, what do professionals in communication science know and think about social media in regard to university education setting? To do this, we went about a multiple-step platform that would allow everybody to work together and collaborate individually and collectively. To begin, we started with a simple outline assigning everybody parts to the paper, which then we turned into another outline for the literature review on its own. Everybody was assigned a part to look into and find articles that matched with that section. For example, I had disadvantages and advantages. So I went and looked up those articles specifically. This allowed for less work put on one person and more of a collaborative session. After we did this outline and moved on to the research, which individually allowed us all to collaborate, we then took the articles, which we had around 18, because every person did about 3, and we summarized these into short, condensed versions so that the one individual would have to put together our review, wouldn't have to go through the entire articles, and would only have to move to certain parts and sections that were put into an individual summary. After that point, everything was combined by one individual and put into a full-page literature review. This took about 8 articles altogether. From the 18, we decided 8 was good enough, and we used information from those just for the literature review, along with others for everything else. In addition to that, after everything was combined, we broke it down, had one person put it together, and then we all reviewed it. And that is our method of using for literature review.
So then, when the literature review starts with social media and the history of all platforms we discussed, so we started with MySpace, started in 2004, and Facebook over in 2006, and became the most popular social networking site in 2008. There was research around Outlook, which is the most popular for our applications. Most students use Facebook because like messaging groups and Facebook when they're doing academic research. So then the next thing we decided to use college as our subject. We're all college students, so in the late teens, and it was something interesting for us to do. So then some of the communications that college students use, obviously you face communication every day, but this doesn't always work because you're only to each other in class for about 3 hours a week. So not much can be done during those class times, and being able to communicate outside of class as well. So that let us go into finding other ways of social media skills who also don't want to speak to the class. It lets them create things in other ways, and it lets them communicate in other ways not to. So then our data for our academic enhancement, we used Facebook group study. So that showed us a university of all of their undergrads and administration systems, and they put them in different Facebook groups categorized by their program. And within these groups, students they all have their own role in the group, so they all have the same function in the group. Nobody was hired anybody else. They could all post things, they could like things, comment, and share anything like that. And let students who wanted to participate, and those who didn't, they didn't have to do anything with it. So it worked out that everybody in our like Facebook more than any other communication they have in the university, like groups of platform or anything like that. So for our data collection, we collected the academic review and gathered our data to found a lot of stuff. Mostly about
far as the as far as the result aspect of the project, we really had to dig into the information of the lit reviews that were used due to this being a content analysis. Our research question was that what do professionals in the communication science space know and think about social media in regard to the education setting? In this study, we saw arguments for and against social media as a means for professors to communicate with their students. However, based on the information given, it would seem that professionals think that in regard to social media in regard to the education setting is more a benefit than a hassle, but however that may not be the case. For instance, uh, like stated in the lit reviews, there have been numerous studies done that show how social media directly affects academic performance. In 2010, a study was done by Junko that found that higher grades and more college engagement was found among students who use Twitter versus those who don't. Universities have begun using social media to also connect with their students. Along with that, social media is giving students a new voice. As said by Bridoff in 2007, students who may be reluctant to speak up in class are participating in book discussions, blogs, and writing for real audiences. There are new web tools emerging and all the time that are enhancing learning.
In the end, we decided that for our presentation, the best route was to do a content analysis with research. This allowed us to look into different platforms and different reviews, articles, different ways of accessing articles that gave us a little bit more of an insight on how to continue to do research in the future. The positives we found were that most people enjoyed using it. It allowed for better social connection, more confidence, more comfort. The negative involved with this was the fact that with any social media, there is the form of distractions, procrastination. It's just something that happens when you have your phone there and somebody texts you while you're doing homework. Who's not going to respond to that? For future research, I feel like more people can look into different forms of social media and how they're used, ways that we can enhance the use of social media, and different tools that can even be involved in the classroom instead of just online. I think with the fact that technology is so popular nowadays that for it to help our community, we need to advance as fast as the technology does because then we won't fall behind and we'll still be allowed to keep up with everything while following in our old footsteps as well. Just because we use more technology does not mean that we have to be specifically online. We can still be in classrooms and use these devices as forms of education and learning tools. And the more we do, the more we learn, which is better for our community. In the end, I would like to say thank you for listening to our presentation, and we hope that you enjoyed.